Hello, welcome. Y'all can sit down. Oh, but then my first remark is stand up and be saluted. You deserve it. Congratulations on reaching this impressive milestone. Those of us who work with the MBAs know that we reach this day every year with a little bit of joy, or a lot of joy and a little bit of sadness. Joy because we're seeing y'all move on, and sadness because you're leaving us. And this milestone, this is a big freaking deal. It really is. Other big freaking deals are the pyramids, the moon landing, the Great Wall of China. This is really an impressive accomplishment. And what's more, most of you guys have juggled full-time work with this graduate program, and some of you even have kids. I don't know how you did that. I've had 2 graduate programs, but I didn't do that. And I suspect you owe a real bit of gratitude to your families, your spouses, your significant others, and your kids. Who probably endured some extra heavy lifting at home. But now you're into bigger and better things, better jobs, more money, bigger responsibilities to find your path in our increasingly complex world. So before we hear from some of our speakers, I'd like to introduce the faculty up here on the dais. And if you would stand and remain standing until I've called all the names. Nathan Woolard, Professor of Management, teaches entrepreneurship. Kelly Wilder, Professor of Marketing. Megan Martin, MIS and Statistics. Lisa DeLees, Management and Organizational Behavior. Darren Major, Human Resource Management. Brian Ruth, Accounting. Yinshik Choi, Operations and Statistics. And Carolina Diaz, our Associate Director of the MBA. And finally, Bing, you are Professor of Finance who has so ably served as Interim Dean of the Meredith College School of Business, and he has a short welcome message for you.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for MBA class of 2020 and class of 2021. My name is Bing Yu. I'm the acting dean of School of Business. Today, when we are celebrating our student achievement, the first thing I would say is congratulations. Congratulations to our class 2020 and class 2021. Each year at this season, we have this commencement. But this year, this commencement is particularly meaningful and is so different. In the last 1.5 years, our students experienced so many challenges, and there are lockdowns, isolations, kids come back home from school, our course switch to the online model. So for some challenges and difficulties, some of them our students, might never experience before and might never experience in the future. But they overcome all those challenges and the difficulties. They work so diligently, make a full commitment, at the same time take the family responsibilities and make it. So today is your day, and congratulations. So when I'm saying congratulations to our students, I will also represent the School of Business and the business faculty and staff to say a big thank you to our student families, to our family members, because without your support and contribution, it is hard for a student to achieve such academic achievement. So everybody has his own struggles and challenges, but as a family member, you take those challenges, and also you make huge support to our student. It is hard to imagine that without your understand, your support, and your sacrifice, how hard it is for a student, or even it's impossible for a student to have such academic achievement. So thank you. I would also remind our students, please don't forget to say thank you to your family members, your parents, your spouse, significant others, and of course, your kids. Because their support and contribution really deserve a big appreciation from you. What if you forget? Which I believe it might be a big if. Well, if you forget to say thank you to your family members, as a former MBA student, I have my personal experience that might tell you what the consequence is. 18 years ago, I got my MBA from University of Toledo. During my commencement at that time, my wife didn't come to the US yet. It is shameful that I forgot saying thank you to my wife. Consequently, in the following 18 years, every time when I have an argument with my wife, she always reminds me saying something like, without me or without my support, you got nothing or you are nobody, something like that. So given that, serious possible consequence, I would say, please say thank you to your family members. Then I would like to give a suggestion to the family members of our students. I would suggest you to have I believe you have a big celebration, but I would suggest you treat our students well. Have a nice dinner or have a celebration party, because their contribution, their hard work, and most importantly, their academic success really deserve a big celebration. 11 years ago, a business professor got tenured. When he told me he's tenured, I said, congratulations, you should have a celebration. He said, yes, we'll have pizza tonight. Well, I don't know if having pizza, is enough to reward a faculty's tenure, but I do know, our student achievement and success deserve much more than the pizza. So I see some of you are laughing. Well, I would tell you, having a pizza to celebrate a faculty members, tenure, it's not too bad. After my colleague had pizza to celebrate his tenure, a few years later, I got tenured. So I told my wife I was tenured, and my wife said, good, that's it. She even didn't say, let's have pizza tonight. Well, I will tell you the truth. Even I didn't have a pizza to celebrate my tenure, I was not disappointed at all. Because as a faculty member, the reward is not from the pizza or seafood or whatever food. The reward is from you, our students' success. So that's why we are here today, watching our students' academic achievement and the success. That will give us, our faculty and staff as educators, a huge reward. So today will be a milestone for our students. After today, you leave Meredith, start a new journey in your career. So I would say, a big congratulations. I wish you the best in the future, and please have a celebration, at least have a pizza. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite Joan Huertas to the stage to give her the 2020 student message.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to start by saying thank you to the MBA faculty and staff for giving me the opportunity to say a few words, and also for including the class of 2020 in today's hooding ceremony. When I started the MBA program in 2017, I never imagined that my time here at Meredith would come to an end so abruptly due to a global pandemic. Having to transition from in-person classes to virtual learning, and that we would be facing so much uncertainty at a time in which we should have been happy because we were about to graduate. With that being said, I think we should all be very proud that we completed our degrees successfully, even when we were facing these extraordinary outside stressors. This experience showed us how resilient we truly are, and I believe that the skills we gained during the MBA program prepared us to confront the challenges that we will face as professionals as we navigate this new normal. After I attended the MBA program information session 4 years ago, I realized that Meredith is the place I was meant to be. I am so glad that I was admitted to the program because the Meredith community truly embraces all their students and alumni, and it makes you feel like you're part of one big family. Furthermore, while this program is meant for working professionals, the faculty and staff always made sure we were included as part of the college and that we had a true graduate school experience. As an example, during the first week of classes each semester, we were provided with food and refreshments. And while this may seem like a small gesture, it truly meant that they care about us and we were part of the campus. Of course, I cannot speak about my time here at Meredith without mentioning the friendships that we built and the warmth and support that our faculty and staff gave us. During my time here, I have met wonderful people that have helped me grow as a professional and as a human being. I remember meeting my classmates for the first time on orientation day 4 years ago. I was nervous, but after lunch and a couple of rounds of foosball, my nerves melted away, and I knew that these people would become my friends. I will forever be grateful for the memories and experiences that we shared. Before I wrap up, I would also like to take a moment to thank and recognize our loved ones for the support and encouragement that they provided us during our graduate studies. Personally, I would like to thank my husband and my family for believing in me and encouraging me to chase my dreams. Thank you.
I'd now like to invite Stephanie Harry to the stage for the 2021 student speech.
Good afternoon. I remember sitting in orientation in the fall of 2018 thinking this day would never come. For so many of us, this has been the ultimate balancing act. Juggling working full-time, family commitments, and getting all our coursework done is no easy feat. And then the pandemic came along just when we thought we had it all figured out. Classes turned to virtual, some were even canceled, and there was so much uncertainty. We faced many challenges, both personally and professionally, that made it really difficult to get through the program. While it's still unclear what the future holds, what is certain is that we are resilient. We achieved a great, tremendous accomplishment through all the obstacles that were thrown our way. I'm often asked if it's worth getting an MBA. My general response is, it depends. We all come here with our own whys, and we could all answer that question in different ways. Meredith MBA program checked all the boxes on my list when searching for a grad school. Affordable, in-person evening classes, and a waiver for the GRE. I wasn't looking for much, but what I got in return was more than I could have ever hoped for. First, the students. Each and every one of you I've learned so much from. The diverse background in industries and experience you brought to our classroom discussions made for interesting and often sometimes great debates that I will forever cherish. Working on projects throughout the semesters together deepened our knowledge and understanding of each other and helped us leverage our strengths and created some lifelong friendships. The faculty and staff, I will always be grateful for making yourself available to us in and out of the classroom. Carolina, thank you for being there from the beginning, from start to finish, to respond to our texts, calls, messages, and impromptu visits to your office. I will be grateful to all of the staff who gave us so much grace and kindness during the pandemic when things were really tough. Last summer, at the height of the George Floyd protests, I was mentally and emotionally broken. I remember staring at my screen thinking I wasn't going to be able to finish my summer courses. As I was trying to find motivation to get it together, I received an email from Dr. Woolard. It was exactly what I needed: grace, kindness, and the encouragement I needed to finish this program. His words that stuck with me to this day were, "You're so very close, you can do this." And that is what got me to this stage today. Lastly, our guests, the people in our lives who kept us together when it felt like everything was falling apart. Our friends and family who cheered us on through the long nights and weekends spent working on projects and meeting with our groups. Thank you for being here to share this special occasion with us and being an integral part of this journey. To my fellow graduates for the class of 2020 and 2021, as you embark in the next phase of your journey, if you feel like you're stuck and you can't make it, just remember, you're so close, you can do this. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Stephanie, thank you for that. That made my day. My name is Nathan Woolard. I'm an associate professor of entrepreneurship and teach management. I've had a few of you in my MBA 626 class, and I was asked to make a couple remarks from Carolina a few weeks ago, and I was immediately struck by the awesome responsibility that was. Delighted to do it, and I told her that, yeah, of course, I'll be happy to make the remark. But I have to tell you, immediately upon accepting the responsibility of addressing you all, I was taken aback by what I was going to say. I don't want to say that I panicked a little bit, but it looked a little bit like panic. And part of the reason that I think that it looked like panic is because I think about all of the things that we say to you when you show interest in our program. All of the things that Stephanie just alluded to, right? Small class sizes, right? That we're going to get to know you, that we are going to make you a priority. And throughout the duration of your program, because of the pandemic, I feel like we weren't able to deliver on a lot of our promises to you. Maybe to no fault of our own, but still, I was a little bit saddened by that. Saddened by the reality that as much as you get to know us inside of the classroom, it's also all of those things outside of the classroom. It's running into you in the hallway or doing some type of fun events at a drive shack, right? It's meeting your families. It's having conversations with you about what do you want to do after your MBA program, and you were robbed of that experience. And I was saddened by that. And so it was a little bit of a moment of panic. But then when I think about what your degree represents, and all of the things that you've done to reach that chair, right? Not just all of the academics, not just the classes, the uncertainty, the classes that move to Zoom, the questions about whether or not we're going to have face-to-face classes, whether or not a class is going to be offered, all of those academic things were still there, and those uncertainties surrounded your program. But it was everything that the pandemic brought. Having to do Zoom classes at home when you have kids running around. As a proud parent of a 4-year-old, I know how difficult that is. When 6 o'clock rolls around and your Zoom class starts, and you got that kid that wants you to tuck them into bed, read you that nighttime story. It's really easy if you're already on campus and in our classroom Much more difficult than if you're at home and they know that you're in the office just across the hallway. So for every one of those moments, those mild frustrations, those "can I even do this?" was a stepping stone to that chair. Because that chair is more than just a chair. It represents all of those things, those curricular issues, those uncertainties, those mild frustrations. But more importantly, it's symbolic of you getting to rest. You can take a seat now. You made it. You've crossed the finish line. It got you to this day. And we are so excited to be able to celebrate that with you. And so one of the things that I'll say the last couple of weeks, I've been thinking about what I'm going to say as part of this. And I've also been doing a lot of reading, like I'm sure most of you have. And reading about things like the worst days of the pandemic are behind us. That we can see a light at the end of the table, not to at the end of the line, and not to discredit or to take away from the negative impacts that have certainly we've experienced as part of it, loved ones lost, or just experiences that we would like to have been different. But I was struck by that you have an opportunity to now look forward and to move forward. And this morning, I was still thinking about what all it was that I was going to say. And I turned to my wife and I asked her, "What's the weather going to be like today?" She looks down at her watch. She sees the temperature. It's going to be 70 degrees and it's going to be sunny. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. And that was a moment in which where I thought about your experience and the time today with all of the uncertainty, with all the dark days behind us, with the negative implications of the pandemic, with all of those frustrating Zoom moments, every step that you took to finally sit and to take a seat and to rest, you have the perfect day to celebrate it. So like Dr. Yu said, enjoy it with your families, have that pizza. Take time to celebrate, take time to say thank you to those that provided you an opportunity to be able to sit in the chair and to take the rest. But more importantly, thank yourselves. Thank yourselves, because for all of those emails and for all of those uncertainty, you persevered. You were better than those moments. And here is the culminating experience. So congratulations to the class of 2020 and the class of 2021. We are so honored to have you here. We are so thankful that you are a part of the Meredith family. Whether we are able to informally or formally be able to build the relationships that we would have liked to have had with you, know that you are a part of our family and you are important to you, and we are so excited and thrilled to be a part of this day with you. Thank you.
I'm pleased to next present the Lois Frazier Award, the highest honor for Meredith College School of Business students given annually to our graduates. Lois Frazier, former head of the business department, started the School of Business by sneaking the keyboarding terminals out of the building in the middle of the night in 1980. That's a true story. By '83, we had our MBA program, one of the first in the Triangle, and Dr. Frazier was instrumental in its founding. Today, we are presenting our 37th graduating class. Lois Frazier embodied the ideals of scholarship, leadership, and service, and so is the award that bears her name. Today, I'm honored to announce our 12th and 13th Lois Frazier MBA Award winners. First, for degree year 2020, our winner is Christina Calperthwaite, our first 4+1 student honoree. Christina grew so much over her time with us. She transformed from an individual performer as an undergraduate to a clear, confident leader as an MBA student who helped marshal her strategy group to produce, in the words of Professor Fleechek, some of the finest analysis and content I have ever seen as a professor. Christina also worked with Dr. Martin on the Bryce Martin Foundation,
a nonprofit devoted to children with visual impairment. Dr. Martin said that Christina is always looking to improve not only herself, but the company or project she's working on, continually coming up with new ideas and an energetic willingness to implement them. Congratulations to Christina Calperthwaite. Sadly, Christina's not here able to join us. For 2021, our winner is Celia Bettensole, a student who embodied excellence from her first class to her last. Celia was among the best performing students in almost every class she took, from the quantitative to the qualitative. In my negotiations class, the interpersonal tasks are often challenging for our more intellectually gifted students who know how to wrestle Excel to the ground, but sometimes struggle with the soft skills and interpersonal relationships. But Celia managed that class, like all the others it seems, with aplomb. One faculty member called her a ray of light in the classroom. Another said that she was dedicated to improving her work environment and always thinking about how she could apply her class learning to change her approach to work or tweak her thinking. Congratulations to Celia Bettensole. Celia, if you would come up here, I've got a plaque to present. I guess we'll do an elbow bump. Next, we're beginning the hooding. Where are we doing this? Okay, so I'm going to call everyone up.
Class of 2020.
2020 graduates first. If you would come up to the edge of the platform.
The hooders for the class of 2020.
And the hooders, if you would come up on this side. They have their hoods?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, first is Dominique Clay being hooded by Kenyon Amaker. I think right there in the middle. Oh yeah. Do you want to give them some coaching now?
Yeah, no problem. Hold on.
We're going to get an expert.
Back it up. All right, come behind her. You can step up here. That way she can put it on her head. There, we're good.
Molly Ferris, hooded by Zoe and Joseph. So if you all get up on the platform. Taylor Gordon, hooded by Kevin Gordon. Joan Huertas, hooded by Nair Rivera. Madeline Kendricks Bush, hooded by Eric Bush. Take two. Jerry Neely, hooded by Robert Neely. Kendra Niece Bowers, hooded by her daughter Catherine Bowers. Would the class of 2021 please come up to the dais along with the hooders? Margot Alfieri, hooded by Sal Alfieri. Oh, that one's upside down too. There we go. Sarah Barnett, hooded by Deborah Barnett. Celia Bettensole, hooded by Diane Parker. Sarah Cleary, hooded by her husband Matthew Cleary, who is graduating today with a master's in data analytics from State. Miranda Davis, hooded by Kimberly Davis. June Gay, hooded by Teresa Gay. Stephanie Harry, hooded by Kathy Wilburn. Jennifer Hatcher Kane, hooded by Mike Kane. Andrew Henry Lamb, hooded by Henry Lamb. Olivia McIlvaney, hooded by Lupe Solis. No, the other way. Turn it around. There you go. Perfect. And finally, Samantha Wilkins, hooded by Mary Ellen Wilkins. That concludes our graduation ceremony. Thank you to you all. Congratulations. Again, this is a BFD. Y'all have a great evening.